My name is Dylan Borland, a former 1N1 geospatial intelligence specialist for the United States Air Force in an active duty enlisted capacity from 2010 to 2013. I'm a federal whistleblower, having testified to both the ICIG and ARROW with direct firsthand knowledge of and experience with craft and technologies that are not ours and are reportedly operating without congressional oversight. Because of my direct knowledge of the reality of certain legacy UAP programs, my professional career was deliberately obstructed. During the summer of 2012, my team was on standby for weather and I returned to my barracks on base, and at approximately 0130, I saw an approximately 100-foot equilateral triangle take off from near the NASA hangar on the base.
And they counted between 35 and 40 infant and juvenile Bigfoot prints.
What I can tell you right now is you're telling me things that you can't find on YouTube or you can't find on any books. You have to be a researcher in the field to know certain things that are not out there, and you're hitting all the things that are not out there. I can tell you right now, you're not crazy. And she goes, yeah, you're legit a generational abductee.
In the middle of the woods at the moment.
Yes, sir. I'm familiar with the area.
What the?
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the back of my truck!
I have confirmed on the record that Robert Bigelow and a trusted colleague from OSAP met with and negotiated with senior executives at Lockheed Martin and hammered out a deal wherein Bigelow's company, Bass, would receive a quantity of unusual material that had been stashed away and protected at a facility in California. That material was not made here.
Hey, Sara, how are you?
Hey. Good.
Welcome back. We're back.
In February.
I know. Oh, so glad it's
Month for
February.
lovers.
Not me.
Nope. No.
I love my coffee.
Yeah.
I love my coffee. I love my warm slippers. I love my dog. I love my kids. That's about it.
Enough love.
Yeah, especially my coffee.
So much. I ran out of coffee this morning. It was a whole nightmare, and I meant to grab some yesterday and forgot. So
No.
I don't know how to life without coffee.
I was at my parents' house this weekend, and they have a Keurig, and I prefer the Nespresso, but they have a Keurig, and so I made it work. But it's kind of cool. They have like all these different brands of coffee, and there was one that was like Death Wish coffee.
Oh,
And
yeah.
My mom says, I don't know about that. That one's really caffeinated. I'm like, oh, I don't know how. I don't think I was that adventurous. I tried the other ones, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, coffee's good.
So what's going on in your world?
Just been kind of chilling. We had a fun weekend. The parents and I went to our home show, so it's just different vendors from different companies, and you have like a few food, beverage vendors, and mostly like stuff for your house. So, gutters and painting and honeydew, hot tubs, whatever you can think of.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like a home improvement kind of a thing.
Yeah, but you walk around and get free candy and free like reusable bags and all kinds of fun
Swag.
stuff.
That's cool.
Swag. So yeah,
I love
it was
those
fun.
kind of things.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
good. It was nice to get out and just, I don't know, kind of hang out and get those creative juices going,
Do they have any food trucks or?
No, they have like a cafe type stuff and then drinks, of course. And then just some food vendors. So nothing too crazy, but like coffee cake vendors. Oh my God, to die for coffee cake. And I got some super spicy dip mix, and it's just, I love spicy.
I like things like that where you can try other people's hot idea creation. Those are cool, especially coffee cake. I love coffee cake. It's like one of my favorites. I might have to
get you one of these. They're Dave's coffee cakes, and they're so good. I don't even like coffee cake or apple cinnamon, I think is what I tasted. I don't like either of those things, but it was delicious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll pick one up for you.
Is it gluten-free?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I think they have gluten-free ones, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the recipe. Find the recipe. I had a really good coffee cake recipe. Somehow I found it when I was working with a friend, and she had found it on the internet, and she printed a copy for me. But I swear it is like the best coffee cake recipe I've ever had.
Nice. Yeah, we used to serve some good stuff at the restaurants back in the days.
Yeah. I always liked my time in pastry when I could make like all the quick breads and stuff. I loved that kind of stuff, like the pies and quick breads and the biscuits and the scones and those kind of things. Those are always fun.
Have you ever done
can't
sourdough?
Eat them now.
Do you do sourdough?
Yeah, I had a starter go on, and it had to go away when I moved, but I had it. Yeah. I do like making bread. I just can't eat it.
Right.
But that's okay.
We got to find a way to make everything gluten-free. That is delicious.
I tried making, I had a gluten-free starter going for a while, and it was really good. Like it was kind of a crazy, like, because it was made with like rice flour, and I can't remember what else I had put in there, but it was wild. Like you would feed it and it would just blow out of the top of the jar, so it's so it works. But then like the bread that I tried to make, it just didn't, I don't know, it was weird. Did not come out right.
Yeah, you never know with the gluten-free stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I tried, but maybe another time I'll try it again, but oh well. Bread baking. I took my shooting class this weekend, and it was really fun.
Yeah, so you got to take that and hang it up on your front door now.
So I have
everybody knows
I have the target. Yeah, I know. I have it. It's so cool. But I think I'm going to take that class again too, because it was the first time I'd ever done that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was definitely the noob. But
that's okay.
It was super fun. Yeah, we did I had pretty good accuracy until we did our test, and then I just like cracked under pressure. But we did
it's nerve-wracking though.
Yeah. We did like probably over 100 rounds, but it was 3 yards, 7 yards, and 15 yards, I think, is what we did. And then we did that like twice, and then we had to like, reload, and we had to do it to a timer too. He was wearing this timer, and he would like say, all right, fire 2, and then he'd like guns down, and then like reload. Yeah, it was kind of cool. Like you had to like really think fast. It was definitely more of like a competitive type thing. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was fun for sure. Yeah.
Nice. Good.
Yeah, I got to, it was all 9mm, and I got to shoot a Glock, which was kind of cool.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah, it seemed really, it was almost a little bit too big in my hand though. So
yeah, definitely for us ladies with tiny, it's not.
Yeah, it felt kind of,
I don't know. They're fun to shoot.
Yeah, and it seemed pretty safe too. So
that's always a good thing when you have a gun.
Yeah,
to be safe,
But he gave us a lot of talk about like the concealed carry stuff, and we talked about the laws, and it was kind of an eye-opening learning experience. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
What is your open carry law or concealed carry law in Texas?
I don't know, but I told him I was from out of state, and he said that it was that I think he said I would have to check with the state that I wanted to get it in, which would be Colorado. And so there's like the shooting portion would definitely transfer, but he wasn't sure like about the rest.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't take the whole CCW, they called it LTC, license to carry there. I didn't take that part of the class. I just did the the fundamentals class. So he said that I could take it again, and they give me like a coupon and so. But I want to take it again. It was pretty cool. They also have like, they have like target shooting for rifles and shotguns and stuff, and then they have like all these different classes for advanced pistol shooting and stuff. So it was really cool. Like the range was really cool, and I thought it was neat that they like the day that we were there, it was very cold, but there it was like all ladies on the range that day. So it was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It was like a ladies shooting day, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, to see all the ladies out. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll find you a lady shooting group.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was like, all right, okay, Texas.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't let it grow on you before you leave.
Oh no, it's not gonna happen. But it was just cool,
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was part of my weekend, and then hanging out with the folks. Had a good visit with the parents and that sort of thing. But yeah, anything else happen on your end?
I found a new fascination. So you'd asked me about history of Wichita and all that. And
oh yeah,
my research has just led me down this weird path of finding houses in Wichita that are like older, that are unique looking, and guessing what year they were built. And then coming home and looking them up on Zillow. And they're all from like the 1886, 1887.
Oh, wow.
Like those years back then. So, and architecture was very different. It was kind of Victorian, and they did some very interesting stuff. But so I'm just drawn to all this new architecture that I'm seeing that's from the late 1800s. And yeah, that was just something that I found to make my day a little less annoying. And
yeah, that's cool. I wonder if you can go tour some old houses. Do they have like historic homes or anything like that? Like,
yeah, there's Andrew Lloyd Webber house here.
Oh wow,
somewhere. And then yeah, there are a whole bunch of them, like 1886, 1887. That was just like the time when the railroad came in, so everything, there was kind of a boom, and they just built all these super extravagant houses. And there's a castle down in like the older part of town. It's called Campbell Castle. And we always used to drive by it when I was a kid. So it's just something that always kind of stuck out to me. But it's just beautiful. And it's got, I want to say like 16 bedrooms and 16 bathrooms or something crazy like that. But it's just something that, I don't know, it's been sticking out to me lately. So thanks to you.
Clean that 16 bathrooms. Can you imagine that? Like,
absolutely.
You'd have to clean like 4 a day off for every day of the week or something.
I have a cleaning lady for my cleaning lady.
Screw
Put the kids to work while you're at it.
Can you imagine? Oh, that's why I like small houses. Like, no way. I don't want to clean that many bedrooms and bathrooms.
No, I think it would be really cool if you had like a crash pad, like where the flight attendants and pilots, they can go stay in your place while they're in town when they have long layovers. I don't remember if we talked about this or not, but it's such a great idea, and it's like a hostel essentially. But I don't know, I always thought a bed and breakfast would be fun too. I don't know, I think that'd be a fun thing to run.
It would be a fun thing to run.
It's just a lot of,
especially if it was haunted. You could just do it like especially if it was haunted. You could just buy an old haunted house, and then that would be like your kind of like this. What was it? The Stanley in Colorado.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a church here in town for sale for like $2,750,000, and it's also one of like the 8-bedroom 6 bathrooms, something like that. But it was a church and then a residence. And it was built in, I want to say 1887. So we can scrape up some money. Anybody want to
just some change
to us?
Yeah.
So we can buy this old house here, which is just it's a church and was a house and then was a church. And
just a little bit of change, 2.7 million. That's okay.
I want to buy a really old place.
That'd be so cool. You buy an old creepy cabin.
The fun
and then
we could
fix
have.
it up. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Creepy cabin in Squatchland.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be so cool. Okay, bucket list. Just buy an old cabin.
Anybody out there that wants to donate to this?
Oh yeah,
I'll say no.
we could call it a research area. Well, so I have an update. So I'm plugging along on Michael May's book of Valley of the Apes, and the experiences, wow, they're getting intense. It's, oh my gosh, cannot recommend that book enough. It's so good. It's pretty easy read too.
Nice.
Yeah, I really like it, and I've got it on my Kindle, so I'm just like swiping a little bit every night. But yeah, so he's going through the history of the expeditions that they ran. I think I'm on the fourth one or not. I can't remember, but it's pretty fascinating. Like, just to kind of get behind the curtain on research techniques and the effort that it takes to do this multi-year massive expedition, and then also like running into the National Park Service problems that they had because they wanted to do it like on the up and up, and they wanted to get the permits and do this because like they had a lot of cameras up, so basically it didn't work out with the government officials very well, like because they were doing this investigation for so long that they ran through a couple of employees that were in head of the programs, or like they were in charge of the permitting, I mean. And so then they finally got this next guy, and he just wasn't so keen on, like, he just didn't care. He was like, no, I'm not going to issue a permit for this. It's stupid, basically. And so then they were like, well, now we're kind of screwed, right? Because we want to, do it proper, get the permits, and that sort of thing. So they ended up having to go, they had a benefactor allow them to use some private land. And so now where I'm at in the book, they're using somebody's land. So they're kind of like went around the government, like, all right, well, we're going to continue work in this area, but now we've found a source where we can actually function, and it's on private land. So like, because some of this equipment that's left up is so expensive, and if you leave it out on public lands, like, people are going to steal your trail cams, people are going to steal your shit. So yeah, so anyway, I will update as I plug through my book.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. I'm looking forward to finishing that because we kind of want to go in that area. So pretty excited. But so my little update for today, on the way back from Houston, I decided to stop off at another state park, and I sent you pictures earlier. So I did that. I did a short, so it was Stephen F. Austin State Park. It was a short little hike. I wasn't like the pictures, I think they were a little over confident on the actual experience. Yeah. So what I didn't get, once I got in there, I'm like, I'm not liking this area. I didn't get the vibe at all. It was too many people. They had like this water filtration equipment. It was just running constantly. I saw the sign that said, caution, there are venomous snakes in this area. I'm like, okay. It was down by the Brazos River. So I can imagine if you got down, like in the riverbeds, there might be a possibility to find some tracks, but it was just so snake infested. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. And I had my dog with me. Nope. So I kind of went.
We can do bears, mountain lions, whatever you want to do.
Snakes, no.
Draw the line at stakes.
Yeah. So I did a short hike. I did look around, but I kind of, so in the area that I'm in, there's a lot of, and you being the geology person, you would know this, that it's a lot of karst area. So
there's topography.
Yep. So the possibility, it's very like, it's limestone, I believe, right? And
lots of
caves, right? And so the ground where I was at today, it was really hard, and I did go off trail a little bit to look around, but it just wasn't very conducive. Like, there were people and dogs, there were people camping. It's a great place to camp if you want to camp. They had this really cool like group camping area where they had these little like open air huts. So that was kind of cool. But honestly, like when I was driving through there and walking through there, it reminded me so much of what happened during the floods down on the Guadalupe.
Yeah.
That I was like, down here in Austin.
Oh, down.
Or like New Braunfels, and that for the giant floods that happened last year. And I was just kind of picking up the vibe like, this is just not I'm not camping near a river after all that crap happens. Just because the whole topography here is just so prone to flooding. It can just, because the river, like, I hiked out over this one part of the trail and you can look down and like you can see the Brazos River down there, but it's really, really low, very low.
Yeah.
And so that thing will rise so fast. And like all of the all of the buildings there were on stilts. And they were up on the hill and they were on stilts. So it's like, that river would flood really fast. So I just,
Well, your soil is going to be so hydrophobic. It's not, it's not going to absorb any of that water. It's just all going to flow right over the top of it.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous. It's such a dangerous conditions to be in.
Yeah. I used to love like thinking about camping in this area until all of that happened last year. And then there's just such a tragedy. And yeah, my heart goes out to all those families and God, what a mess. But no thanks. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't raining today or anything, but yeah. But I will tell you one thing down in so one of the areas I want to go check out next time I'm down in Houston is I want to go out toward East Texas, go back out in that area because that area is super squatchy. But while I was driving down to Houston this time, I went through one area that as I was driving through it, it was like, I want to say it was like midday, early afternoon. And it would have been prime area for a daytime sighting. And I need to pull up the map and see if there were, because there were a lot of fields, but then, behind all the fields, it was really thick and forested, and there's a lot of rivers down there. And so it was just there's a lot of paths that lead to Houston. So this was just one way that I went through some small rural towns, cute little towns. Nice. And it was nice. It was really nice. It was rural. It was pretty quiet, that sort of thing. But I need to look and see if there's some trails around there. But
I'm not getting on those trails with you, not with the snakes.
I don't know. Well, that's kind of why I went to this one state park. So I thought, maybe there's some trails there, but I think you're right.
I'll stick to
no snakes. Yeah, I don't know snakes, but so that was my day today. Didn't really see anything. My big excitement for for our, I guess we could talk about our excitements and our frights. And
excitements.
My excitement is that I got tickets to Phenomicon.
Nice.
So I've got my 4-day pass. And I was kicking myself because I'm in a different time zone now, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get tickets as soon as they go on sale and get all the events that I want. And sure enough, I passed out and missed the midnight, or it would have been 1 a.m. to get my ticket. So I didn't get it till like 7:00 in the morning. And then all the cool stuff that I wanted to do was sold out. But I did get some already. Yeah, it keeps growing faster. It's fast growing. Awesome. Yeah. But I just I get my tickets like February 1st. But yeah, tickets are still available. But the one thing I will say about the events is they add events all the time, and you can always get in on the wait list. And people do cancel events because they swap stuff around. So I got on the wait list for some events that I wanted to do. So it'll be a good time regardless, So
when was it? When is that? What are the dates?
It is September. Let's see, what is it this year? 9th through 12th, I think. Can't remember. It's it changes every year because it's like
oh no.
Hold on, now I gotta look it up. It is the 9th through 12th, yeah. Wednesday through Saturday night. So that's kind of and then as far as like my fright this week, I don't know if I even really had one. Mostly just I don't think I really had one. I think I had a pretty good week other than, like doing a lot of driving, which, made my butt flat, but other than that.
Driving's exhausting though. Like I'm really finding it takes a lot out of me. Because you just
eyes on the road.
Defensive and be ready for everybody to do the stupid thing, which they will never disappoint you on. yeah, it's driving can be rough on you.
Do you have any excitements this week or?
Oh my God, I did. You're gonna love this. So we had just weird weather the other night. It's been really, really cold. And it was super windy the other night. The temperature dropped really quickly. And I had come home from work because I was over it. And it's really hard to take hot food to people when it's 2 degrees outside. So I came home and I was sitting on my couch, just sitting there. I don't even know, not listening or watching anything, just sitting. And I looked out the window and I saw what looked like lightning across town. And I saw it a few different times. I tried to take a video of it. I could never get it on video, but I was seeing it with my eyes. And I don't know. I just there didn't seem like there weren't the right conditions for lightning. So I'm really curious what I saw. But it was weird that I never caught anything on camera, just my eyeballs.
Yeah,
aliens.
Light flashes. You never know.
Come get me. It could have been, a squirrel jumping into yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go there, but.
Oh, okay. So since you're mentioning squirrels, I'll mention one more delight I had. So I found this YouTube channel where they have this guy is making squirrel houses and he puts cameras inside them. And I saw the cutest thing. These squirrels were spooning. So cute. And
I think I know what you're talking about.
And then they had one where they had their babies and then they were like piling in there and snuggling and all the little squirrel babies were bouncing around. It was just like, oh my God, I want a squirrel. It was so cute.
But yeah, there's this guy, I want to say he's in Chicago or something, that makes little houses for the squirrels, and he puts little beds in them and he'll make them little refrigerators and put little snacks in there for like enrichment to get them going. I'm looking for it.
Maybe that might be
something where it's just trending and maybe we need to jump on that bandwagon.
Squirrel. I could make squirrel houses.
Domesticate some squirrels, make them little houses.
I could make houses. I could sell them. Whoever was doing this was selling them for like $300. I could make a squirrel house. Put a camera in it. I mean, heck yeah.
Got a cardboard box. That's all you really need.
The squirrels here are so obnoxious.
What? Really? That seems strange. I find them to be highly adorable.
They are. Well, I mean, they're adorable, but they taunt the dog.
Oh yeah.
It's just they know what they're doing. Like they're a little mischievous. They're cute.
They're very smart.
Yeah. I mean, they will like run up to her and she's going apeshit crazy, and they will run up to her and like eat a nut. Just stare at her because they know. Yeah, they know what they're doing. And then she's like, oh, freaking out. And then they're like, okay, bye. And they just like,
oh yeah.
Like they're just little shits.
They are. Mom feeds the squirrels at her house. And if their corn feeder is empty, they'll stand there and shake their little tails and stare at her. And I mean, if I were there all the time, I'd have them trained to eat out of my hand. I'm Snow White.
They're so cute.
I mean, they're cute. I like them a lot. I see how they could be a nuisance, though.
Yeah. But they're cute. But anyway, yeah. So squirrels in boxes with cameras. Check it out because it's really cool.
Yes.
So, absolutely. Yeah. So it sounds like we had some delights this week.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Week.
So, and then before we jump in our topics, I did a quick deep dive actually on some conferences because I was thinking about, that I have Phenomenon coming up and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to read off some paranormal and ghost conferences and then also some cryptid conferences that are happening in 2026. Not too much, but just like I wanted to mention them. And then if anything is in your area, listeners, just go on the Google machine and figure it out. But definitely conferences are so much fun. So should we do paranormal first or should we do Bigfoot first?
Whatever tickles.
All right. And then I also did Bigfoot museums. Let's do paranormal first. All right. Okay. So these are 2026 paranormal and ghost conference. So first in the list, Missouri Paracon. It is in February, so that's coming up pretty quick. I don't have the town, but some keynote speakers. We got Jay Wasley, Amy Bruni, Dave Schrader, Steve Solves, Sarah Lemos, Dave Tango, Maria Mayer, Richard Estep, Aaron Sanders, Adam Berry, Jeff Belanger. Really great keynote speakers. And that's in Missouri, February 27th through the 28th. We have the Oregon Ghost Conference. That's in March 27th through 29th. Estimated attendees are about 1,000. The Haunted Galena Conference, that's in the DeSoto House Hotel in Galena, Illinois, May 1st through 3rd. It's the 5th annual event. It comes with paranormal investigations. So that's kind of cool. Pennhurst Paracon, that would be a great one, at the Asylum in Pennsylvania, May 15th through the 17th. New Jersey's 4th annual Cryptids and Paranormal Conference in June 6th, Crown Plaza in Plainsboro, New Jersey. You got over 80 vendors. Haunted America Conference in June 25th to 28th. That is in Godfrey, Illinois. New Orleans Paracon, July 31st. And then Phenomicon, Utah. That's the one I'm going to September 9th through 12th. That is keynote, obviously, Skinwalker Ranch, Expedition Bigfoot's going to be there, and many other noted people, including Dave Schrader, Amy Bruni, oh my gosh, so many people. Richard A. Stepp's going to be there. Yeah, that's Paranormal and Bigfoot. Cleveland Paracon, September 11th through 12th. Massachusetts Paracon, October 2nd. And then let's see, what else do we have? I think that's pretty much it. We do have like a Spooky Empire one, and that one's Orlando. I'm not sure what that one's about, but that one came up. So that's a whole year of fun if you're interested in that. And then jumping over to Bigfoot conferences. All right, we have Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference. This is a big one. It's in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, July 25th. It's just a one-day event. 8th annual gathering, often selling out VIP seats in under 72 hours and attracting thousands of believers and skeptics. TV personalities, academic researchers, and field investigators will be there. New Jersey's 4th annual Cryptids and Paranormal Conference, that's in June. I think we mentioned that one. Yeah, we did that one. Central PA Bigfoot and Cryptid Festival, August 15th. That one is in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. Keynote speaker and MC Sean Forker. That's a big one. Carolina Cryptid Contour, Mermaids to Mothman. Oh, yeah. Organized by Uwari Bigfoot. That one's in North Carolina, out in Raleigh. That one's on July 24th. Wisconsin, May 8th through 9th, Radisson, Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. The WPA Cryptid and Supernatural Expo, that one's in Johnstown, Pennsylvania in September. The Ouachita Bigfoot Festival and Conference, that's October 9th in Mena, Arkansas. Let's see what else we got. AlterCon and Cryptid Expo in April. That's coming up pretty quick. Keynote speakers, Ronnie LeBlanc from Expedition Bigfoot, Ken Gerhardt from Monster Quest, and Mike Famelant from Field Researcher, April 24th and 25th. Phenomicon, mentioned that one already. And then Anthrocon, Critters, Cryptids, and Curses. I don't know what that one is. It's primarily a furry convention, if you're into that. 2026 theme embraces cryptids with thousands of attendees, and that one's in July, over the July 4th weekend in Pittsburgh. So I thought that was super fun to go through. And then you can find any of those online. And then we're going to jump into the major museums and expo centers in the U.S. There's probably a lot that I'm not going to hit, but let's start off with the Sasquatch Outpost in Bailey, Colorado. I have been there. It's super fun. Then we have the North American Bigfoot Center, Boring, Oregon, founded by Cliff Barackman from Finding Bigfoot. That's a great one. Got it. That's a must-see if you're into the topic. Bigfoot Discovery Museum out of Felton, California. Expedition Bigfoot, the Sasquatch Museum in Blue Ridge, Cherry Log, Georgia. It's 4,000 square feet of exhibits, photos, and artifacts. The Willow Creek China Flat Museum out of Willow Creek, California. International Cryptozoology Museum out of Portland, Maine. Covers Bigfoot along with other legendary creatures. And then the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum in Littleton, North Carolina. And there's probably a lot more, but these were just some highlights that pulled up. So, yeah,
That's pretty awesome. It's a big group of people. And
yeah. It's so if you are out there feeling I don't know where to find my people, your people are going to these conferences and they're networking and they're hanging out and they're gathering and they're going on expeditions and they're doing ghost hunts and they're getting out in the woods together and doing side groups and events, and that's what they're doing, and that's where you find your people.
Yeah, always have a person buddy system.
Yeah.
Don't get kidnapped by Sasquatch or an alien.
All right, so that's my little tidbit this week. So you want to jump into our topics? You want to go first?
Sure.
It's your turn this week.
Yeah, I listened to something, I don't even know. I probably listen to 15 podcasts a week that I hear just random little bits of information on, and something struck me about the Hoia Baciu forest. The Hoia Baciu forest is sometimes called the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania. And Transylvania is just kind of an odd place to begin with, right? You've got your Frankenstein situations and just Dracula. Maybe it's just Dracula and not Frankenstein. But you've got some spooky stuff going on there. So there's this forest, and it's pretty densely wooded. It's a pretty small area. It's really only like 700-ish acres, so not crazy huge. But strangely enough, in the center of this forest, there's just a not quite a perfect circle, but a space where nothing will grow. The only part of the forest that's not densely wooded. And there are a lot of, urban legends and different folklore about this place, but most notably, they go in and they won't feel well. Like they'll get nauseous, they'll get headaches. There are a lot of different kinds of sightings in the area of just shadows moving through the trees. A lot of people will just report like different kinds of lights. There have been a lot of UAP sightings in that area too. So it's just one of those weird, spooky Bermuda Triangle, Bridgewater Triangle type areas. And it's actually considered the most haunted forest in the world. And I thought it was interesting because I listened to a few different things and read a few different things, and some people swear that you walk into this place and there's nothing going on. And these are people that typically are into that kind of thing. They want to go in and have some kind of an experience or another, but they're like, this is just another forest. But what's weird about the forest is that the trees are very oddly shaped. They kind of grow out of the ground and do a lot of bending and twisting and turning, and the closer you get to this opening, the more irregular the trees grow. So kind of strange, kind of weird. I want to say it was like the late 1800s. There was a little girl that disappeared. She was gone for 5 years, and when she showed back up, she was wearing the same clothes, but she wasn't dirty. She'd aged. She was, 10 years old instead of 5 years old, but she just seemed to have gone into a time slip and she couldn't remember where she went. This isn't anything that's been proven, but it's, folklore for the area, I guess, if you will. And then there's a story about a shepherd. He went into the forest with his 200 sheep, and the shepherd and the sheep all disappeared. No sign, no traces of any of them. And just, a lot of UAP sightings, a lot of strange lights floating around the area. Paranormal Caught on Camera has a segment that has that in it, where they just see lights floating in the distance, and there's really nothing that can logically cause these lights to be occurring. So just one of those interesting places that it's so striking because there's so many people that do walk in there and have weird experiences, and they're unexplained. They don't know why. And the trees growing weird, that's, it's interesting as well. So I don't know. I love spooky places like that.
How do you spell it?
Hoia Baciu forest, Northwest Romania. And then the clearing where nothing's gonna grow, that's also very strange to me. Why would there be one spot in the forest where things don't grow?
So there's this one area that nothing will grow. Is it near it's not like a toxic waste dump or something, is it?
No. And they had noted a little bit of radiation in places there, but it came and it went. It wasn't anything significantly notable. So, yeah.
And it's in Romania.
Romania, Transylvania.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dracula, big time.
Dracula.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy. So it's like an ancient old growth forest then, and it hasn't been logged or anything like that. And is it like near cities or anything like that?
It's pretty out there in the middle of nowhere. I had it pulled up on Google Earth, but now Google Earth isn't working on my computer.
So it's pretty remote. And then people why are people going out there? Are there trails and hiking?
Well, they want to go to the clearing because people think that there are strange things that happen, that there could be a portal to another land. Pull up a picture.
So they want to have these experiences, so they're going out there because of the myth and the lore. And so did you find any documentaries or podcasts on it?
I did. I listened to Morbid.
Okay.
That's a good
podcast.
Yeah, had some good information in it. And then really just digging around on the Google. But nothing
cool.
Nothing really they can't really prove that people disappeared there. And it's so hard to prove those things.
That's weird though. The girl that disappeared and then came, what was it, 5 years, and she came back and she literally was gone.
Same clothes, yeah.
Came back with the same. Now that's kind of weird. I mean,
it was long ago though, so there's no evidence of this actually happening. It's just
so this might just be myth. We don't know.
Myth.
It wasn't like modern times where she.
And the same with the shepherd and the sheep. That was just word of mouth legend.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's really interesting.
I want to go.
There's creepy forests everywhere. Creepy forests. There's like that forest in Japan that's like the suicide
forest.
Yeah, that's creepy.
It's very creepy. I've read a lot about that.
Super strange. Yeah. Well, and also just the not only that, it's probably just soaked with bad energy, but also just it's just so sad,
It's sad.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to take like a bushel of sage in there, and
I'm sure people have tried.
Yeah.
But that's sad. But yeah, forest, like creepy. Isn't there like this not like myth, but like when you think about like Grimm's fairy tales, and like in even Grimm's fairy tales, they have like there's always like the creepy forest. Oh, okay, now you're sharing your screen. Oh, these are crazy trees.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Really weird trees.
Is weird.
They wonder if like maybe some of the natives would have trained them to do that for some reason.
That is weird.
And then the opening. That's the opening.
Oh, yeah. That's really strange.
I mean, come on.
That's bizarre. It looks like a UFO landing.
Yeah.
Like right in the middle of the forest. We'll post these pictures.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that odd?
That's bizarre. So it looks like there's grass in the middle, though.
Yeah.
But nothing else. I bet you a UFO landed there. A UAP, excuse me.
A UAP?
I mean, it's round.
This isn't accurate. This is perception isn't, because it's not round like that.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
It's crazy. Wow, that's really bizarre. I can see why you wanted to cover that. Yeah.
It's so fascinating. And I came across so much information, but it's hard to keep it short and sweet.
Sure. You could do a whole book on creepy forests.
A whole book.
Wouldn't that be cool? There's an idea. Creepy forests of the world.
We'd have to visit them though. I'm not going to write about something I haven't visited myself.
As long as they don't have snakes. They might have snakes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay.
I won't do snakes, man. I'll do spiders any day of the week, but I will not do snakes.
Oh, some of these places might have snakes.
Yeah. It's
Wow,
not a
that's
perfect
crazy.
circle.
That's really bizarre. Yeah. But I mean, it might have been a circle or a circle-ish at one point, and then just some of it did grow back, you know? I wonder if they've gone back there and like tested the soil or done any kind of
Yes, they have, and they can't find anything unusual about it.
really.
Yeah.
So what kind of trees are these that grow like that? Did they say?
No, but I just didn't pull that up. I'm sure I can find it.
That's so bizarre. They look like little hooks. It's almost like they were hit,
Yes.
like they were. It's just like it's like some kind of natural. But I don't know. That's bizarre.
So they were wondering if they were grown a certain way to be used for boats. That was one of the theories that I saw as to why the trees are that way. Hardwood deciduous, oak hornbeam, beech trees. So probably I would guess oak. Those all look like
I mean, that makes
oaky.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oak's
that
very
makes sense.
hardwood. And when you curve them like that, you can just take them and, plank a bunch of them together and turn them into boats.
Oh, that kind of makes sense. Like there's a
Seems
logical explanation for it.
brilliant.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Very weird.
But I mean, I guess if you're in a forested area and you're not able to grow really, really thick, giant trees, maybe you just take a bunch of little trees and shape them. I mean, are they legitimately shaped all like very, very similar?
Yeah. Well, and then they say the closer you get to the circle, the more bendy the trees are.
Oh, that's so weird though.
Isn't that
I'm
spooky?
sorry.
I
That's
want to
just
go. You want to go?
weird.
I want to go.
That is so creepy weird. Yeah. Okay,
think
we
it's
got to
awesome.
post pictures of that. That's
People
so
talk about
bizarre.
how they walk in there and they just immediately feel anxious. So, which
I would feel
buy that.
anxious.
I
That's
already
not
feel anxious.
That's not normal. That's totally not normal. Trees don't
No.
grow like that.
I've seen some grow like that, and in Colorado, they'll
But
do some
not
funky
like
stuff,
whole
but-
forest.
Cool, huh?
Not a
So,
whole
yeah.
forest.
That's why I wanted to cover that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's just
Wow.
beautiful. It's so aesthetically pleasing. Nature is just gorgeous.
Yeah, that is so cool. I might have to put that in my screensaver. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, search it out. You can see the pictures for yourself, or we'll post them on the Patreon. Yeah, that's great. I loved it. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, let's do creepy
Yeah.
forests.
Definitely creepy forest. You sent me those pictures today. It was so nice to see something green after
Oh yeah.
everything's so dead and brown right now. And it was really nice. Less than a month ago, we were all sitting outside in t-shirts. It was like 60 some degrees, but we had that really cold, snowy little stretch there, and it was miserable. And I
Yeah.
just want summer back.
Are you somewhat thawed out now, or?
Today I got up to 55, I think, but yesterday
Nice.
was only the first, 40-ish degree day.
Right.
We're getting there. We'll warm up to the 60s this week and it'll all melt off. And I'll tell you what, it's a time though at night. It'll get really cold at night after everything's melted during the day from the sun. And it's so slippery.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like I need some ice skates.
Yeah, it's been well, today was really nice down here, actually. I woke up to some really creepy, beautiful fog out among the trees.
Ooh.
And then it warmed up really nice, so all the ice is gone down here, but yeah, it was a little snowy and icy down here for a while, for at least a week. It was pretty weird. Lots of
You guys don't know
bad
what to do
car
with
accidents.
that. Yeah.
Lots of bad car accidents. So I pretty much
Wow.
just I stayed in my place. I didn't go anywhere. It's great.
Yeah. People can't drive
right.
when it's 70 and sunny. So
Oh, I know. Well, so so I did a little bit of my topic. I started with, I'm trying to watch like some kind of a cryptid or paranormal documentary every week at some point, and it almost certainly every time takes me down a rabbit hole. So this week I'm going to cover very loosely, and I might have to do some more on this, because I think what I want to do is write something up for this, because there's so much information on this. is the I watched the Michigan Dogman documentary by Small Town Monsters, Seth Breedlove, and the gang there. And the it's a great documentary. I think I'm gonna go back and watch it again because it's one of those documentaries that you watch it and you want to go back and rewatch it to catch all the details. So that was cool. The name of the documentary, hold on. Oh, Dawn of the Dogman. You can get it on Tubi because we love Tubi.
We love Tubi. Shameless plug.
All the free stuff. Yeah. Oh, I see. Hold on. Oh, you sent me the. Oh,
I just sent you some cute stuff. Some cute.
This is cute. You just sent me the Sasquatch haircut guide. I love it. All right. I might get my haircut like that. You never know.
Oh God.
Just put a hat on it. It'd be great. All right. So the Dogman. All right. So the Dogman in modern times, and the interesting part of this started with when a DJ wrote a song and sang a song on the air. However, the history of Dogman goes way, way back, but it was not really called a Dogman. And it may not even be the same thing. We're not sure. It's definitely canine, but we're talking about werewolves and the lichen. And they're basically all within the oral history. Since humans have been around, there have been canine cryptids. And so the Dogman and the Michigan Dogman and the Dogman cryptid that is being talked about in modern times is just another, I don't want to call it a reincarnation, but it kind of is. Like it just keeps popping up and it won't go away. So is there something in our human psyche that keeps bringing this up? So I don't know. Should I talk about the history? Like let's talk about the modern history.
I don't know. Can I pee though real quick?
Oh yeah. Let's cut that out.
Oh no. Shame. Do you want to take the microphone with me? You can see how it comes out.
No, we'll edit. Okay.
All right. Sorry. That's usually the first thing I do when I walk in the door from work, and I didn't.
It's all good. It'll be a blank line on my audio track, so I'll know to edit it. So we're all good. All right. Cool. All right. So, Dogman. All right. So let's dive into Dogman. All right. So the modern version, the modern Dogman phenomenon gained momentum after a 1987 April Fool's Day song by DJ Steve Cook, which prompted hundreds of calls from people reporting their own encounters. The earliest alleged reports, largely unverified before the song's release, I'll go through those, but he basically already knew about these Dogman reports in the area. And one of them in the song, he completely fabricated, but other accounts that he mentioned in the song were based on true stories. So it was kind of like a little hodgepodge, so it wasn't all true, but it was like mostly true. So this was in 1987. It was in Michigan. And there was just, after he released the song, it led to a lot of people coming forward, and they were just like flooding everywhere with all these sighting reports that they had in the area, or at least in this Michigan area. And I forgot to look up exactly where he was, but the county is Wexford County, Michigan, Allegan County, Manistee, Cross Village. There's a bunch of them, Elkhorn. And then there was another writer who really, really took it down a massive rabbit hole. And we owe a lot of our Dogman lore and research to Linda Godfrey. She has passed on now, but she spent many years researching the Dogman in Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and The Beast of Bray Road was her seminal book. I think it was 1989 to 1991. And journalist Linda Godfrey put that together. So let's see. In 1887, two lumberjacks in Wexford County, Michigan, claimed to have seen a creature with a man's body and a dog's head. In 1937, Robert Fortney in Paris, Michigan, was attacked by a pack of wild dogs, one of which he claimed walked on two legs. And in the 1950s and 1960s, there were many reports of similar creatures emerged from Allegan County, Manistee, and Cross Village, Michigan. So anyway, since then, there's been a lot more reports, but those were just some of the early ones that kind of went into the DJ, when this Michigan disc jockey, when he wrote the song. So anyway, Linda Godfrey, she's like kind of our hero. She wrote The Beast of Bray Road. It was based on reports from Wisconsin. And then Jeffrey B. Miley wrote Michigan's Dogman, specifically about Michigan. And then Year of the Dogman by Frank Holes Jr. He was a science fiction horror novel writer, and he wrote this story about, it was kind of fiction, but it was about a creature haunting a small Michigan village. And then Ancient Cryptids and Anthology by the author Baring Gould, and that was the Book of Werewolves, which some cryptid enthusiasts connect to Dogman lore. So that was a little bit about the history. And then, of course, in 1987, that song called The Legend came out, and that was by the DJ Steve Cook. There were a couple of low-budget horror films that came out, and then a big documentary came out in 2023 called Dogman Beyond the Legend. Monster Crest took it on in March 2010. Monsters and Mysteries in America was a TV series that took it on, and that was about the Dogman in Michigan. Let's see what else. I think that was pretty much it for the TV song and book history. So when we dive down into recent sightings in 2025 and 2026, this is where it gets a little creepy. So it seems like the sightings are increasing. So in Tennessee in October 2025, last year, just a few months ago, Meriwether Lewis State Park had a sighting. They described a towering upright figure with a yellowish eye glare moving through the forest. In October also in Wisconsin, they were in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. They reported livestock being mauled in ways that defied explanation, with wounds too precise for local predators like coyotes. In May of last year, and also I think the sightings have been occurring for about a year between May 2024 and 25. They were in the Vale, Cherryville area on Best Chapel Church Road in North Carolina, involved a muscular creature that allegedly disappeared suddenly after crossing a road. So those are just some current sightings over the past year or two. There are some established hotspots. The Michigan Northwest Quadrant. This remains the primary hub, specifically Wexford County, the Manistee National Forest, and the towns of Ludington and Traverse City. The Duck River Basin in Tennessee. This region, specifically Lewis County, has quietly become a major center for wolfman encounters. And then Bray Road, the famous one that Linda Godfrey wrote about. Bray Road, Wisconsin. This was in Walworth County. It continues to host annual events such as the 2025 Beast of Bray Road Hayride, where locals can share recent encounters and alleged evidence. So it has kind of had some viral content that's come out. So Small Town Monsters took it on, and of course they wrote that, they produced that documentary that I watched. But they're doing another project for this year in 2026 called Dogman Legacy, which is focusing on fresh investigations into these locations, several locations. There's a little bit of like numerology here. They have folklore says that the Michigan Dogman appears in cycles ending in 7, leading to increased anticipation for a surge in sightings in 2027. I don't know if you're into that. I thought that was interesting more than anything. And then January of this year, like last month, there have been some sensational claims that have circulated on social media regarding national park shutdowns due to Dogman sightings, though these are largely unverified and fall under the realm of conspiracy theories. So we don't know about that. But let's see what else. I'm trying to think here. There's oops, I'm skipping ahead here. Recent sightings. Okay, so Linda Godfrey, this author, she was an amazing author. She wrote other topics, but she was like kind of known as the first lady of cryptozoology. So she wrote not only about Dogman, but other things as well too. But they have held several tribute events in her honor since she has passed away. She died of Parkinson's disease. But they have like a memorial hayride for her in her hometown of Elkhorn, Wisconsin, which is kind of cool. The International Cryptozoology Museum, run by Lauren Coleman, has a special display featuring Linda Godfrey's books and her notes and personal artifacts to celebrate her contributions to Midwestern folklore and monster hunting. And then there's a creature weekend tribute that's held in Cambridge, Ohio. And they have an entire session dedicated to Linda Godfrey. So, and then she also has like a memorial scholarship for education and writing. She was a journalist, so it's just kind of cool, that her family had set that up for her. But yeah, so I thought that was really cool about Linda. She was just kind of a really amazing lady, and so yeah. And then modern researchers, Small Town Monsters is continuing to take it on as they take on a lot of subjects, but they're definitely still investigating it. I want to mention that Tony Merkel of the Confessionals has also done a documentary, his team, on the Dogman, and I believe that I can't remember where he did that one at, but that one's out as well. There's some online communities that you can find. Let's see, what else do I have?
Scott Carpenter.
Oh yeah, definitely Scott Carpenter. Thanks for bringing that up. His book was, what was it?
Dogman, The Monsters Are Real.
Yeah. Did you get that book yet?
I did not.
Audio book. I think, is it audio book available? I'm not sure.
It doesn't look like it.
Okay. Well, maybe they will someday.
I bet a lot of local libraries would have it. Get the Libby app, and
so that
just doesn't he have a YouTube page too? Sorry.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. Scott Carpenter, his son, I can't remember, totally dropping his name now. His son has taken over his lifetime of work and has, I think he published, and I can't remember if he published another book but he's continuing to like be a spokesman for his father, and so that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Would it be, I think, Nick, Matthew? Would you know it if you heard it? Zachary?
I can't remember. I know that I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's out there. So the last part of this is I want to talk about like the ancient and historical part of where maybe the Dogman lore may have come from. I mean, obviously we have like these modern occurrences, but also how could we not talk about Dogman without talking about a werewolf, right? And also like indigenous culture and native legends and culture, because that I think that's a really important part of this, to give homage to that. So lichen, the term lichen or lichens is a phonetic misspelling of lichen, but it is from the classic four-legged werewolf of folklore. It's an anatomical description of lichens. So I thought that was interesting, because you hear that kind of in the vernacular, and so I thought that was interesting of where that came from. But let's go. Sorry, I'm just shuffling paper around here. Here we go. So from lichen, we came from lycanthrope. It's derived from the Greek words of lycos or wolf and anthropos, which is human. So while it technically refers to any human to wolf shapeshifter, that's kind of where that word came from. So, and I might have to like re-say this because that was a jumbledy, garbly blob of words. Oh my God, I'm trying to read through my notes. Boo. Yeah, all right. So lichen is a modern shorthand for lycanthrope. It's derived from the Greek words of lycos, wolf, and anthropos, human. So it kind of refers to any human to wolf shapeshifter. The linguistic origins of that is from the Greek legend of King Lycaon, and it's spelled like Lycaon. And he was transformed into a wolf by Zeus as punishment for serving him human flesh. This gave rise to the clinical term lycanthropy, used in psychiatry to describe a delusion where a person believes they are an animal. Okay. So that, that's where that came from. I think it's interesting to find out the word history. That's just interesting, right? But in contemporary media, most notably the Underworld film franchise, the term lycan was popularized to distinguish a specific type of werewolf. Werewolves are often portrayed as traditional, uncontrollable beasts tied to the moon, and lycans are frequently depicted as a more evolved or second generation of the species, possessing the ability to transform at will and maintain human intelligence while in wolf form. I think that's the form that's most often portrayed, like in films, like modern films and stuff, where it's like this struggle to be, what's that? Wednesday, the docu-series Wednesday, her friend who's the lycan. Werewolf. Yeah, I thought that's
Twilight, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Twilight. Yeah, it's definitely a good topic to take on for Hollywood. So then if we go back into werewolf mythology, this is where it gets really cool and interesting. So 2100 BCE in Mesopotamia, the Epic of Gilgamesh contains one of the oldest literary references where the goddess Ishtar is said to have turned a former lover into a wolf. That's really cool. And then, of course, we mentioned the Greek mythology, but Herodotus, I think that's how you pronounce it, in 425 BCE, the Greek historian recorded a tribe known as the Nuri, who supposedly transformed into wolves once a year for several days. There's a lot of superstition and myth related to medieval legends. The figure of werewolves became more malevolent, often linked to the devil or witchcraft. In the Viking Age, Norse legends described wolf coats, warriors who wore wolf skins and were said to channel the animal spirit to become invulnerable in battle. Between the 15th and 17th century in Europe, particularly in France and Germany, they saw a wave of werewolf trials similar to witch hunts, which I thought was really crazy. And then in 1589, Peter Stump, Peter, I'm not sure, it's Stumpp, extra P on the end there. He was known as the werewolf of Bedburg. He confessed under torture to have a magical belt from the devil that allowed him to transform and kill dozens of people. Sounds kind of wacky. And then there were the werewolves of Ossory. Medieval Irish lore offered a rarer perspective. Families that were cursed to live as wolves for 7 years, but who retained their human souls and faith. So anyway, that's a little bit of way back when. But yeah, it just shows that they were like always kind of in the literary. They were just always kind of existing in the literary knowledge. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in sort of semi-modern mentions, there were in 18th century sightings of a mysterious creature was called the Beast of Gavaudin in France, which killed over 100 people, kept the legend alive. And then by the 19th century, there was a gothic horror movie, or not movie, sorry, that would have been impossible. It was in 1831. It was a gothic horror novel. The author was Frederick Marryat. And then on into Hollywood. The first film mentioning werewolves was in 1941. So it was pretty early on. It was called The Wolfman. And it was, sure when it was. It's called The Wolfman. It was in 1941. Oh, and this is where the modern mention of the wolf's vulnerability to silver. Remember, like the silver bullet and silver. So that didn't come until 1941. With this very black and white, very early film called The Wolfman. So I thought that was really interesting. So that's where that came from in modern times.
Interesting.
And then, yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. It's funny how like these things, like it's like a game of telephone, like it just keeps going on. And I'm like, oh, where did it come from? And actually it didn't appear until like 1941. So it's kind of strange. But and then the last part of it, the very, very last part of it is about the indigenous history. And this is kind of interesting because this happens in kind of the same area as Michigan. So that's interesting. It's called this was in the Odawa tribe. They have a dogman as a separate ancient entity that has always inhabited the woods, and it's frequently seen as a neutral or protective presence rather than a monster. But they do have that in their oral history.
Huh.
And then the Inuit are described. They describe this race of hybrids called the Adlet, and they emphasize their speed and height. But unlike the solitary modern dogmen, the Adlet are often spoke of as a warrior tribe. And then couldn't go further without talking about the loup-garou or the rougarou, which is the French-influenced dogman or werewolf in Canada and Louisiana. So that and that one is a creature. He's a human, but he's a creature, but he breaks a religious fast or commits a taboo and then shape shifts into this cryptid species. But this is kind of this archetype that's found in modern dogman lore, was this loup-garou. And that name, the loup-garou, the rougarou, that name is still carried on with modern accounts. So this French history, it's definitely goes back to indigenous culture. So I thought that was really interesting. And then there's a few more like ancient archaeological sites that actually match up to the modern dogman sightings. So this is interesting. So remember how I mentioned the Manistee area? Mm-hmm. So there are mounds there. Sightings in the Manistee River area are frequently reported near prehistoric Native American burial mounds. And some researchers speculate the creature acts as spiritual protector of these sacred sites, explaining why it often stares at witnesses to intimidate them rather than attacking them. So I think that's really interesting that that there's a little bit of a connection there. And then this is really creepy. When you think about way, way back in human history, when you look at the archaeological record, up to, I think it goes back like probably longer than this, but there 12,000 year ago bond between the humans and dogs in the Americas, and they had dogs that would receive these elaborate burials in prehistoric mounds. So there's always just been like this connection between humans and canines, right? So that was interesting. And I think that's pretty much all I have. I do have like a little bit about Godfrey. Linda Godfrey has this trying to think. I'm sorry. I thought I had a list of her books, but what I do have is okay. If you're interested in learning more about the Dogman, there are 5 books that are mentioned as essential reading if you want to like dive down that and learn as much as you can about it. And the top one is The Beast of Bray Road by Linda Godfrey. It was published in 2003. And then Hunting the American Werewolf, this was published in 2006. This is also written by Linda Godfrey. Real Wolfmen, True Encounters in Modern America, 2012. Monsters Among Us, this was in 2016. And I Know What I Saw in 2019. And this was her final major work, which acts as a retrospective of her career and a compendium of modern sightings, emphasizing the psychological impact on those who encounter the unknown. And those were all by Linda Godfrey. So she is like the OG. If you want to know about the Dogman, you go read Linda Godfrey's books.
Man, okay. Looking at
Really
some of these
cool.
book covers, this is bringing back like, I don't know. I've read some of these books for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weird Wisconsin, weird Michigan. I don't know. It's bringing
Oh,
back
yeah, yeah,
memories.
yeah. She wrote those. Yeah, she wrote, how many books did she write? It was crazy. She was just, well, she was a journalist, so she probably had plenty of time to write. But let's just look that up. How many books did she?
And the one with like the lake and sea monsters, that book cover.
Oh, yeah.
That takes me back.
I'm gonna look that up.
2008 though. I would have been too old for it then.
Okay, so when we asked that question, more than 20 books. She wrote more than 20 books. I feel like she wrote more than that.
I feel like it was more than that too.
Yeah.
But-
Weird Wisconsin.
And maybe some of them are updated, new
Mhm.
editions, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. And unfortunately, she died in 2022. She was 71, but she was one of the great ones, and we will miss her. But yeah, let's hear it for the ladies who love the weird and decide to dig it out and publish it and get the info out. And oh my gosh, I love your background. I just saw it.
Had to go
Yep.
on theme.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. He's got a dogman. I have kind of a, oh no, I don't have a dogman on this back.
I had like right
Awesome.
crotch.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I don't know. What kind of a vessel should we land this time?
I'm feeling like it's a canoe made out of Hoia Baciu trees,
Oh yeah. Okay.
paddling down a murky creek with some dogmen in it.
Oh yeah. Or we could have like, they could be standing on the side of the riverbank.
They could be paddling the boat. We have
Oh,
a
they
hot
could.
dog man up front,
Totally.
and you and I are just chilling.
Yeah. There are
Like up
paddlers.
there.
Yeah. Can you make that an AI?
You know I can.
Okay. I can't
I've
wait. to see
tapped
the
it out
picture.
this week. I've used it so much this week for just random stuff. I guess.
Oh man, I can't wait to see that picture. Okay, folks, you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
Sarah's in charge of our AI cover pictures. They're gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the time you hear this, you saw the rib boat. Then barbecue sauce.
So
Oh
good.
God. All right. Well, thank you. It was a great week, I think. So we will see you.
It's a great week.
Yeah.
See you when we see you.
Stay warm and no snow where you're at. Super warm and be safe on the roads.
And no snakes.
And no snakes. We might have to put some snakes in the AI picture.
Gross. Absolutely not.
All right. Have a good week.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to another great episode. Be sure and like, share, or follow this podcast by leaving a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen. If you have an experience you'd like to share, be sure and reach out to verbalecho@gmail.com. If you know someone who'd like to tell their story, please send them our way. I want to talk to them. No guardrails. Have a great week, friends. See you in the next episode.